I'm big on nine, too. These niggas is not even bulletproof. He say he tough, he gotta prove it. Don't think I'm frontin' in this music. No capping, yeah, I really do this. Don't let me slide and make the news quick. Fuck it, word. I'ma slide and make a news clip. That's sour, let me
What's good, y'all? So we back with another one. Today I want to talk to y'all about how to create the life you desire. Let's get straight into it. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes, by the way. The first thing you want to do before that's even possible is you need to take care of yourself. Now, obviously, that's very vague and broad, but what I mean by take care of yourself, I mean physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, in all aspects of you, you need to take time for yourself and take care of yourself. And there's many ways you can do this. This is a journey. You're finding out what you like. For example, for me, that's journaling, meditating, working out. These three things I haven't done since the ending of last year. I'm gonna get back into it this upcoming Sunday. Things like that help keep you grounded and present. And when you do these things in other methods, you start to not only fall in love with the process, but like I said before, fall in love with yourself and that journey of discovery.
fuck your life.
2, you want to create a plan. So once you've taken care of yourself and you're in a good space, you're in a good frequency, you have the right energy to then create abundance instead of operating out of a fear-based energy or a fear-based frequency, then that's when it's time to start. There's many ways you can create a plan. It's going to be a lot of trial and error because I'm still going through that myself. The best advice I could give to you is try everything. Just keep trying things and you'll start to find the process. Before, when I first started my YouTube journey about a year ago, I thought I needed to cut everything off and just be linear focused on what I needed to do. And that helped me out. It got my old channel monetized and stuff like that, but it also stressed me out. I was burnt out, I was fatigued because I didn't have any there was no free time. Like, I dedicated all my time to just what I wanted to do. And not that that's a problem, but I looked at rest and taking time for myself as a weakness. And that was based off things I was watching, other successful people talking. You gotta make sure you base it off you. So whatever you're capable of, whatever works best for you is what you need to do. Yes, I can still sustain that and do that, but that's just not the best for me. Just because you can do it doesn't mean it's the best for you. So my best advice would be create a plan, get a calendar, get organized. If you're not organized like me, I was a very chaotic, organized type of person. I got a lot more structured. I started writing things down as far as what I need to do, what I need to get done on a daily basis. I have a calendar / content calendar where I write things I need to get done, whether it be my YouTube videos, my reels, my TikToks. Anything I need to do to walk towards my purpose is on that calendar. And then I started getting structured in my notes. Anytime you have any sort of idea, whatever field you're in, whether it's content creating, organize your ideas, separate it, make different folders. I have a notes folder that just has YouTube ideas. I have a notes folder that has reels. Anytime I get an idea when I'm watching something on Instagram or TikTok, I write it down right away. Don't be like, oh, I'll just do it. Write it down right away. And then once you start to do that, you'll start to see a shift. Because now when I watch, it'll start to get easier. Because now when I start watching YouTube videos or Instagram reels or Instagram videos, whatever the case may be, I'm watching it from a creator aspect instead of a consumer. And that'll come with time. You just got to keep doing that. The main point is you want to get structured in everything you're doing. Create a plan, stick to it, make adjustments where needed. You have to be okay with knowing that, okay, if you had a great idea as far as organizing it and it doesn't work, be okay with letting that go, you know? Because a lot of the times we'll come up with some sort of idea, all of us, and we'll think, okay, this is really gonna help me, but it's really not helping you. Or it might help you later down the road. You have to be able to assess that and make that cut if necessary or add that thing if necessary.
Bing bang.
Number 3, one of the most important things you could do is educate yourself. This goes hand in hand with number 2 and number 1. When I started YouTube a year ago, my main focus was just starting. You feel me? I was all over the place. I wanted to just start. I kept making excuses and saying things need to be like this, things need to be like that. It's never going to be a perfect time. It's never going to be a perfect situation. You need to just start. And the best way to do that is educate yourself, whether it be through books, YouTube videos, TikToks, whatever is easiest for you to consume education you need to make you better at whatever you're working on, do that. Audiobooks, nothing's wrong with that. Podcast, just make sure you're feeding your brain the right things. I wanted to get better self-development, get more in tune with my spirituality, and get more in tune with myself. So I'm reading self-help books, I'm reading self-development books, I'm watching those type of videos, I'm listening to that type of music. And once you start doing that, you'll start to feel the shift in your energy. You'll start to see the change within yourself. And then even if you don't, I promise the people around you, they will see it. Not that those people are a basis for your improvement, but the point is you should be reading books. If you want some book recommendations, I could make a video on that as well. Right now, I'm currently reading Power versus Force. The reason I'm reading that is because I was watching a Nipsey Hussle interview, and he's one of my idols, and he was talking about how that book changed his life. I'm not gonna hold you. It's definitely a great read so far. I'm gonna have to go back a few pages because it's been a minute because I'm getting back into my routine. I would still highly suggest that you check that book out. The point is consume what you want to become. So if you're trying to make a huge impact on the world and add value to less fortunate communities like the ones I grew up with and make major changes in kids' upbringing and the parents that had all these traumas and things like that in different ways, if you're trying to touch people, if you're trying to just make the world a better place like myself, then you need to be checking out some of these books as far as self-development and growing and doing a lot of inner work as well. Because the more you understand yourself, the more you'll understand the people around you, the more you'll understand the world. And just experiencing different places as far as traveling and things like that, there's so many ways to educate yourself. It's not just reading, you feel me? Or it's not just watching a video. Traveling the world as well is a great source because you start to understand people's culture, be able to empathize with their situations. Seeing what they have to go through on the day in, day out will give you some perspective as far as not only how your upbringing is, but how theirs were. Number 4, sacrifice. This is one of the biggest things you could do for yourself. If you're not able to make sacrifices, and this comes in all aspects of your life, if you can't dedicate time to working out in some way or providing yourself with some sort of physical activity, that means when your friends call you to go out to the party or to the club, you need to be able to tell them like, hey, I can't do that right now, I'm doing this right now. Oh, I can't do that right now, I need to get sleep. You need to be able to delegate your time in a way that is conducive to you and what you're trying to do. That was one of the things that wasn't really that hard for me as far as like not going out to do this because I'm already a homebody. But if that's something that's gonna be hard for you, just do it day by day, you get what I'm saying? Going back to creating a plan, once you have your schedule, if you know something's coming up on the weekend and you really wanna do it, knock out everything ahead of time. So now you have that day to be free. If you're like me and you're working a 9 to 5 and that's the only time you're gonna be able to get to do it, then guess what? You need to make sure you're doing that. You can't go and see your friends, you feel me? You can't go and party, you can't go out for drinks, you can't go out and do this or do that. You need to make sure what you gotta do, because just like anything, those will put you right back in a routine, right back in that same energy, right back in that frequency of where you were before you started on this journey of chasing your dreams and your goals. So the last thing you want to do is not be able to make sacrifices for the bigger picture. What has helped me in that situation is just thinking where I want to be, where I see myself, and also seeing where I've come. I would say in the past 2 years, I've been the most focused I've ever been in my life, and the results is showing. Like I'm in a crib that I once dreamed of being in. You get what I'm saying? I'm in a place that I once dreamed of being in. As far as just being in a community where it's just like-minded individuals, and I'm seeing all these people around my age and that look like me doing these amazing things. Like that's a huge honor. Like I'm grateful to be able to do all of these things, but I would have never been able to get to this point if I didn't make certain sacrifices. You get what I'm saying? Like if I didn't leave New York and I chose to stay and play it safe and not pay rent, you know, not pay that much out of pocket, I would have never started my YouTube channel. If I would have chose to stay with my mom in New York and never move out, then I wouldn't be in this position right now talking to y'all most likely. If I would have never moved to LA and then start my YouTube channel, I wouldn't be talking to y'all. So all of these things line up and you start to see your journey, you start to fall in love with your journey, you start to fall in love with the process of doing all these great things. It all starts with sacrifice. You have to understand you're gonna have to be uncomfortable to make change. Not only in your life, but whatever else you're trying to do. To make waves, to do whatever it is you want to do, you're gonna have to make change. Like there's no other way about it. I'm a big risk taker, not really in a reckless sense, more so in a sense of if it's gonna help me achieve my dreams or my goals or my desires, then I'm gonna do it, no questions asked. You feel me? When I moved to LA, I did have some money and I did have a better situation than when I moved to Atlanta. This is where I wanted to be, and I didn't have a reason why. I just felt like that. You know, when I would look up Atlanta, when I would speak to people about Atlanta, they just had nothing but good things to say. If I didn't take that leap, and I didn't have no money when I moved here, I almost had to move back to New York, because when I was trying to get a place, when I applied for these 2 apartments, I was waiting for them and I was in a hotel and I didn't have no money because something happened with my car. Like, it was a lot of stuff that happened. If y'all want to hear that, I'll do a story time, but it was a lot that happened. If I didn't have that faith, if I didn't take that leap, then I would have never reaped the benefits that I am now. I'm in a way better place, you feel me? Like, I'm getting more structured. There are some things I need to catch up on, some bills I need to catch up on, you know, regular adulting life things. But other than that, I'm so happy where I'm at. This is probably the happiest I've ever been in my life because I'm working towards what I need to. I'm working towards improving myself first. Then I'm working towards improving not only my life, but the people's lives around me, and then eventually the entire world, you know? But your path might be different. Your dreams might be different. Your goals might be different. That's okay. What I'm telling you can still help you. You just have to believe in yourself and put that work in. Like I said, it starts off number 1, taking care of yourself. 2, creating a plan. 3, educating yourself. 4, sacrifice. The last is repeat. Just rinse and repeat. Like, that's all you gotta do is just keep pushing the envelope. But like I said though, it starts with number 1. You have to maintain yourself. You have to take care of yourself. And that means you might have to cut out some people that's been in your life for a long time. You might have to cut out how much time you speak to these people. You might have to cut out how much energy you give into these people. You might have to sacrifice your social life. You might not be able to go on these dates. Like, if you're somebody trying to look for somebody, you might not be able to. You're gonna have to go through a period and a time frame where you're just doing what you gotta do, straight focus. Not so much that you're neglecting yourself or your responsibilities, but just in the sense where you're in a good place with all of that. Lock in on what you wanna do, lock in on your goals, lock in on your dreams. You'll be fine. I didn't even know I was gonna be making this type of video today. I had a whole nother video planned. When I was done making some content for Instagram, I started watching some videos and I realized that today marks 2 years that Kobe's been gone. I'm sure I'm not the only one that shit really hit. It still feels so fresh. He sparked this video I did, like just talking about motivation and building your dreams. He done did it, bro. And he did it again and again and again. And it's just, he's such a great human being. I don't know if y'all took the time watch his content outside of basketball, of him just speaking. And he's so much for the people, especially women, you know, him being a girl dad, but he was so much for the people. And he's done so much, not only for me, but for people that look like me, for people that think like me, for people who want to be in his position. Not even necessarily just basketball, because I don't want to be an NBA player. Obviously, I didn't want to play basketball. As far as who he was and what he was doing for the world, and how he was just so locked in on, like, this is what I want to do and I'm gonna do it. That's where I feel like I aligned with him the most. On top of that, his work ethic is just unmatched. Kobe is just that person that, uncomparable. He was truly one of one. He truly came into this world in a different place and impacted it so much throughout his life and his journey. It's better because of him. The world is in a better place because we had Kobe Bryant. I just wanted to share that with y'all. If you have anything you want to do, if you have a vision for the type of life you want, a vision for the type of person you want to be, a vision for what you want the world to be like or what you see the world to be like, whatever it is, whatever it may be, a goal you have in mind, a dream you have in mind, go do it. Because tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We only have today. And that's all you need to focus on. Don't harp on the future too much and don't focus on the past. When you focus too much on the past, it keeps you in that energy, it keeps you in that field. It's like you're in a loop and you keep reliving it. Trust me, I've been there. And then when you focus on the future too much, you start to lose sight of the present and you're not able to do what you need to do to get to that future you see for yourself or for the world or for your parents, whatever it might be. I've been there. Focus on now, put a plan in place, take care of yourself, create a plan, educate yourself, make those sacrifices, and repeat. And I promise you, you'll be in a better position than you once were. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If this even helped one person, then I'm glad I could do that for you. Make sure you comment down below and let me know what your big dream is. Let me know what your goal is for 2022, what you're trying to accomplish, or what you're just trying to accomplish in life. I would love to chop it up with y'all. But until the next one, I'm gonna see y'all.